Good afternoon, everyone. Today is Wednesday, March 21, and if you are able, I would like to ask you to stand. And I do invite our Boy Scouts. We have another. If you would like to come forward, Mark and the gentleman that you have with you as part of your troop, and if they would please lead us today in our Pledge of Allegiance, I would greatly appreciate that. Are you ready, boys? We'll follow your lead.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Okay, and now it is 4:30 in the afternoon, so we shall begin with a roll call, please.
Brad Hunt.
Here.
Sean Brewster.
Here.
Pete Hamill.
Here.
Greg Gills.
Aye.
Tom
Here.
Eggers.
A couple of things that I'd like to mention regarding our agenda, and then we'll get into our agenda, is we would like to add number 10 to the agenda, and that item would be setting a public hearing to confirm the sale of a lot. We would like to set that on April 4, 4:30. We will take action later on the agenda.
And I would note that we're adding that to the agenda without 24 hours notice because the issue just came up and we need to get something published before the next council meeting.
And also I sent an email, item number 7, not planning to look for action today, and we can discuss that further when we get down to number 7. And then before we begin with our first item on the agenda, the Boy Scouts are also here not only to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, but they would like to recognize someone with a special award. So I invite you to come up to the podium, gentlemen. And if you wouldn't mind sharing your name with us and then the award that you have and for whom. And you may use the microphone that...
You want this mic?
Here we go. Maybe you can reach that one.
Hi, my name is Aiden, and I'm here to give an award to Brad.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Eli, and to be honest, I didn't know him to recognize somebody, but thank you all.
Is that for Brad also, Eli?
Yeah.
That's sweet.
He has a word he wants to give to
Okay.
you, Brad.
Thank you.
The boys have been working on heroes, and they went through and talked about the American heroes for the world, and then they talked about heroes that can be, anybody can be a hero, one who went beyond normal citizenship, and they recognized Brad as a fireman and also on the city council, so they wanted to give him an award, and thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Boy Scouts. Okay, number 1 on our agenda is public comments at this time. If you do have a comment that you would like to share with us, I ask that you step up to the podium, share your name and any comment that you have with us. Thank you. We'll see you later.
Thanks.
There are none, so we will move on to the second item on our agenda, the consent agenda. I'd like to point out the consideration of appointments to boards and commissions would be Corey Jacobsma to the cemetery board. With that said, there is still one vacancy on that board, as well as a county appointment to the Board of Adjustment. Any questions regarding the consent agenda? If not, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Support.
Thank you. Have a roll call, please.
Brewster.
Aye.
Hamill.
Aye.
Gills.
Aye.
Hint.
Aye.
Thank you. Going into new business, number 3 on the agenda, we will now open the public hearing, and this is in consideration for the Rustic Ridge subdivision. Before you in your packet is the information on Rustic Ridge. Any public comments regarding Rustic Ridge subdivision?
Where is that?
It's by the golf course, across from Nest Haven subdivision.
The Wink property? Yep. It's north of Larry's Repair, on the east side of Country Club.
Not
Nest-
Larry's.
Lyle's Repair, sorry.
I knew where it was. I just think we ought to describe those a little better when we do these for the tape and for whoever's here.
Public comments regarding the subdivision of Rustic Ridge? There are none. Do we have a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Support.
Thank you. Got that, Ange?
Yep.
May I have a roll call, please, to close the public hearing?
Gales.
Aye.
Brewster.
Aye.
Hint.
Aye.
Hamel.
Aye.
And then we will need to take action by resolution on approving the Rustic Ridge subdivision. Do you have any questions, comments? If not, we would need a motion to approve by resolution.
The resolution, I believe, is part of the packet. And per the resolution, the request is that this be a minor subdivision. It's 5 lots, but the thought is that it's appropriate to be a minor subdivision because there's no additional infrastructure that's anticipated.
And because it's within the 2-mile radius of the
Within
city.
1 mile, actually.
1 mile, excuse me.
So-
Then they have to come in and have it subdivided
Correct,
through the city council.
correct.
Thank you, Micah.
I'll make a motion that we approve that application. Support.
Thank you. If there is no discussion, may I have a roll call, please?
Hamel.
Aye.
Gales.
Aye.
Brewster.
Aye.
Hint.
Aye.
Thank you. Number 4 on our agenda is to consider by resolution to approve the application for annexation. This is the property north of Highway 18, the Granster property that was just purchased in January. A map was provided in our packets where the new lines would be. Do you have any questions regarding the annexation of the new Granster property that we just acquired?
I'll make the motion to approve that application.
Support.
Thank you. No questions or comments, I assume? A roll call, please.
Gales.
Aye.
Hamel.
Aye.
Hint.
Aye.
Brewster.
Aye.
Number 5 on the agenda is considering our TIF application. And Kurt, you'll come up and kindly walk us through that. This is regarding the application on behalf of Sudbeck Trucking.
Yes, yeah. You guys should, I think you got a copy of the application in your packet. But I just want to welcome Brad Sudbeck with Sudbeck Trucking to the council meeting today. Obviously, we received a TIF application from Sudbeck Trucking, and the application highlights an expansion project that Sudbeck Trucking is looking at starting this spring. Sudbeck Trucking has grown significantly over the last 15 years. They are proposing to build a brand new truck storage facility to facilitate their growing needs. The truck shed will be approximately 90 feet by 225 feet and will have an approximate assessed value of about $650,000. Historically, just going back when Sudbeck Trucking started back in 2002, I think it's good to note they had a total of 7 employees when they first started. Since they've grown to a total of 34 full-time employees and 18 part-time employees, so I think that shows us the significant growth that they have experienced here locally here in Sheldon. And with this project, they are intending on creating 10 new full-time positions and 5 new part-time jobs with this project. The average annual wage for the new full-time employees is projected to be about $59,000 per job, and the new annual payroll projected, if you look out 2 years from now, is about $2.6 million. So very high-quality jobs for Sheldon for a growing organization like Sudbeck Trucking. So per the application that you guys have in front of you, Sudbeck is requesting a 5-year sliding scale tax rebate over the next 5 years based on a $650,000 minimum assessment agreement and contract for development with the City of Sheldon. And the project will generate approximately $17,700 per year in new commercial property tax for the city. The SEDC Executive Committee has reviewed the application that you have in front of you and are providing a unanimous recommendation to the City Council to formally approve the application in support of the project. And then with formal approval by the City Council, Sudbeck does intend to break ground in the project yet this spring. So it's kind of a quick overview of the project, what they're looking at doing. If you have any questions, I certainly can help answer those now, or Brad is here and he can provide any answers that, and I'm sure wisdom. If they don't have any questions, I'm sure you can provide some wisdom on it too. So,
Sure.
so that is the project in a nutshell, and the application as a whole. So,
Thank you, Kurt. Council, any questions?
Oh, another good project
Yeah.
for Sheldon, and
Thank you, Brad.
we thank you, Brad. I'll make the motion to approve the application.
Support.
Thank you. No further discussion or questions? I thank you also, and thumbs up for more employees coming to town. We're working on housing. Okay, thank you very much, Kurt. Thank you, Brad. May I please have a roll call?
Gills.
Aye.
Kent.
Aye.
Hamel.
Aye.
Brewster.
aye.
Thank you. Number 6 in our agenda is considering the approval of engagement letter for the can't say that word, arbitrage. Thank you, rebate work. And Sean provided us information in the email that we received from him, but I asked him also to just provide some basics so we can share it with the media, anyone that is listening that would care to have more information.
So
before
whenever,
we make a motion.
whenever a municipality borrows $5 million or more in tax-exempt bonds, you have to have an arbitrage rebate analysis done. Essentially, you need to ensure that the city is not investing in generating a larger earning on the borrowed monies than was issued during the sale of the bonds. So we have to go through a computation to verify that we are in fact not making more than what we borrowed the money for. That is a condition of the bond sale. That is also a condition of the IRS. So we need to make sure that we are complying with that. The city did borrow more than $5 million in 2013 as well as 2017. So we are going through and doing our due diligence to ascertain whether or not a rebate would have to be made to the IRS. I suspect that after the 2008 financial crisis and the low yield that you're receiving on your investments, that the city is not making more than what we borrowed it at. But nonetheless, we have to do our due diligence. If the IRS would audit the city and we would not have gone through and done a rebate calculation, they'll just dig deeper and deeper. So that is a requirement when we sell the bonds as well. So we're just doing our due diligence at this point in time.
Thank you. With that said, any questions regarding the arbitrage rebate work? If not, do we have a motion to
I have a
approve?
question.
Yes.
I would assume with the water treatment plant that we'll be doing this again a year from now?
Every 5 years you have to do it.
Oh, if we do it now, it carries over into...
But we would, yeah, we will certainly surpass that threshold, so.
Any other questions then?
And what was I saw it in here somewhere, I don't remember now off the top of my head, the fees for this, 2,500 to 3,500?
Correct,
Is that correct? Okay.
per issue.
Per issue as in,
2013 and 2017.
also
So there'd be two.
So double the money.
double the money then. Okay,
There is a money available for financial consulting in TIF that can be used to pay for the analysis.
So we need a motion to approve that
I do.
letter?
Yep, if
So
there's no
moved.
question or comments, thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Further discussion, Greg, anything more?
Nope.
Thank you. Brad? Thank you. May I have a roll call, please?
Hamel.
Aye.
Gills.
Aye.
Brewster.
Aye.
Kent.
aye.
Thank you. Number 7 on the agenda is the consideration of adding a second full-time employee at the Crossroads Pavilion. This came at the request of the Crossroads Pavilion Board, which met on Wednesday, March 14th. Information was provided to you, council, on Friday. And I have asked, I sent out an email that we wait on taking action until our April 4th meeting. Reason being is questions have arisen, such as job descriptions. Questions arise, why wasn't it put into the budget a couple months ago? Job performance, bookings, etc. So I have asked that more information be provided to you. If you need anything further, let me know. But I would like to put this off until our April 4th. I've also talked to Tom Eggers, who's in Mexico. He had a few questions as well. And before I spoke to him, I already made that decision, but that just confirmed I would like to wait on making this decision. But I know some of you may have questions or comments you would like to share now.
What other information are we going to get? I asked Ange for the job description. We have a summary of the wages. What other information are we going to get?
Well, the calendar bookings.
We have that in our packet from the board meetings. We have that. I don't know what other decisions, what other information you can give us. Other than we're short a councilman, is that why?
No, and I told you that before. The reason I'm deciding this is because the questions of job description came up. The part-time versus full-time. It also has been asked, what exactly is our general manager doing now and how many hours she puts in now and what would that justify for another full-time or part-time?
But then,
it also was brought up, do we have multiple part-timers?
yeah.
So I feel like you all can make a better executive decision if you have more facts rather than, thank you, Sean, for providing a spreadsheet of how we could cover if it were full-time with benefits, but a better understanding of just where exactly the board is coming from with their request.
And we got that spreadsheet in our packet here. I don't know what other information you can give us. I mean, they should have been thinking this 3 months ago when we were going through the budget cycle.
And that's a question you have, and that's a question I would like to raise. So I'm not ready to make a recommendation. I'm not ready to take action because I just don't feel like you are equipped with enough information. If you need anything further, let me know.
I don't know what further information you're going to get or what information we need. I've done my research on it.
Awesome. I'm glad.
You know,
I'm glad.
I think we're just delaying the process for the board, for the pavilion board. If we don't take action now we're another 2 weeks out before they can decide, do we hire part-time or do we hire full-time?
Correct.
I think we need to cut to the chase and make the decision tonight so the board has direction where to go.
No, I'm waiting until April 4th. And that's because I've informed the board and I've informed Brittany. So they cannot be here to help explain where they're coming from.
I have a question for Micah. If we would entertain a motion either way, can we act on that motion tonight since it's on our agenda?
I'd have to take a look at our code and rules to
Okay.
give you.
I didn't know if
don't
you knew
know.
right
I
off.
would be guessing, Brad.
Yeah.
And I don't want to put off the board on hiring someone either. But
I mean, are we waiting to have a full council?
that had part of it, but not the entire part of it. Brad.
Okay.
So, we're going to move on.
I don't think it's right.
Thank you for
I
sharing
think we
your
can
comments.
make a good, trustworthy, sound decision as a council body tonight with the information we were given. And if you did research on it and asked questions, I think most of the information I got answered.
Thank you. Any other comments? We're going to move on to number 8. Going into our first reading of the ordinance on sewer rates. As you are aware, with our wastewater treatment facility, we have a better understanding now of what exactly that amount has come to. Instead of us more at a 98% financing, we're at a 94, and Sean, we're going to share the particulars of those numbers.
Well, as the mayor had mentioned, when we originally put together the wastewater fee analysis, it was based on a total project cost of $11.9 million. That cost is at about $11.5 million at this point in time. So we're looking at an overall sewer rate increase of 94% over a 2.5-year period. It had been projected originally to be a 98% increase, so it is coming in a little bit under what we have projected, and that's based on a lower bid, a favorable bid for the city.
Which is wonderful.
So the process would be, if council would approve this reading, would be going through the next 2 readings. Once it is memorialized in an ordinance, that will be shared with our financial consultant, and then he would send that out to the bond market, and then we would look at selling the bonds to generate the revenues for the main construction phase of the treatment plant. So this is kind of starting that process in order to borrow the remaining monies.
Yep. So today we would approve the first reading, to the second reading, etc.
You will have a finalized bound copy of the rate structure showing the final 2 rate increases. The engineer should have that for us within the next week.
Remind me, were there contingencies included with the in the bidding process?
There's 400. No, that was not in the bidding itself, but
Okay.
we added 5% contingency to
You
the
did.
overall bid
In
cost.
that 9.4, there is 5% for contingencies?
Correct.
Okay. Because based on what happened with Crossroads and the contingencies, I don't want to short ourselves and then have to try and work it out again later on. Okay.
There was
Also-
discussion on whether we could go down as low as 2.5. We did not want to put ourselves in that position.
I agree.
And this is effective July 2019. I don't know, Frank and Tom, if you have copies of that ordinance. So we can give you the copies if you don't have that already in your packets. I think you do. Yes, thank you. So just wanted to point out, this goes into effect July of 2019. And again, January 2020. So this is not the fees that are already in place for this year. Okay, thank you. I just wanted to make sure everybody saw that and had an understanding. Thank you, Sean. With that said, council, do you have any questions or comments? If not, there would need to be a motion to approve the first reading, moving it on to the second reading.
Motion to approve first reading.
Thank you, Sean.
Support.
Thank you. May I have a roll call, please?
Kent.
Aye.
Brewster.
Aye.
Hamel.
Aye.
Gills.
Aye.
Thank you. Number 9 on our agenda. Not to exceed an $8,500,000 sewer revenue capital loan notes. We would like to consider by resolution fixing a date for a meeting on the proposition to authorize a loan agreement and the issuance of notes to evidence the obligation of the city thereunder. What does that mean? That means this is the beginning stages of the financial aspect of the wastewater treatment facility. And that date and time would be April 4, 2018 at 4:30 in the afternoon. Questions? If not, we need a motion to set this date and time.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. And, sorry, roll call.
Hamel,
Getting ahead of myself.
Aye.
Kent,
Aye.
Gills,
Aye.
Brewster,
Aye.
Thank you. And number 10 on the agenda, this is the one item that we did add. This is setting the public hearing to confirm the sale of a lot. As Micah pointed out, this is something that came up rather quickly. We would like to set that date for April 4, 2018 at 4:30 in the afternoon. Do we have a motion to approve setting this hearing?
So move.
I will support, but can we know which lot it is?
It's a lot that's already been sold. We just need to have a hearing to address a title question. I think it's lot 10 at Sunshine, where the house was put up. Jeff and Sarah Dimitri.
In Sunshine Edge.
Okay,
So a clarity of title.
all right.
So there's a motion and a second. Question, any other questions? A roll call, please.
Gills,
Aye.
Brewster,
Aye.
Kent,
Aye.
Hamel,
Aye.
And then last on our agenda is comments. Any comments? Kurt? No? Lyle? Todd?
Just one quick one. You guys approved bids for the wastewater plant and the Floyd Industrial Park at the last meeting. I just thought I'd give you a heads up. I got an email today from the engineer on the Floyd Industrial Park, and the contractor wants to hold a pre-construction meeting maybe as early as next week. And they're looking at that being one of their first projects of spring. So with some good weather, we may see some action on that project fairly soon.
Awesome. Thank you. Comments to my right? My left?
Nope.
I have a couple of comments. April 1, you may park on the streets effective April 1. I've had a few questions. That's always a little tricky, but we stick with the calendar, not the time change. So April 1, parking is allowed on the streets again, in those areas that are allowable for that. And then also we would like to offer our condolences to the family of Glenn Zylstra, who passed away the other evening. So our condolences to the family on their loss. With that, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Support.
Thank you. A roll call, please.
Gills,
Aye.
Hamel,
Aye.
Kent,
Aye.
Brewster,
Aye.
Thank you. We are adjourned.